Everybody, happy spring. Is it spring? Just about. Okay. Just about. Okay. Here we are at Stress Busters. Now, today's topic is on regret, but I did want to quickly go over the 5 steps because that always just is good to review. Okay. So we remember, and this is one of the most fundamental things to remember. What is stress? For our purposes, what is stress? Yeah, okay. So she went like this. So stress is our thoughts, okay? If we always remember that as a fundamental thing, we'll always know how to tackle any kind of stress. Because every month we pick one to talk about. It might not be the one that you're going through, but all stress is unconstructive thoughts. Right? It's all unconstructive thoughts. The particular flavor of unconstructive thoughts is different. Sometimes we're sad, disappointed. It's more those kind. Sometimes we're mad and getting upset about something, or the combinations thereof. Sometimes we're afraid, but we know that those are not the helpful ones that'll help us resolve a situation. So the basics of Stress Busters is to actually help us with our thoughts and help us with the way we're thinking. Okay, help us with the way we're thinking so that when we look at a situation, we can think about it in a constructive way so that following the steps will help us help the situation and help ourselves. Okay, it's really simple. So whenever you're stuck and you're feeling stressed and you go, I didn't talk about this one. They didn't cover this one. Go back to the basics. What am I thinking? What am I scribbling now? Try to find those. And if you know that one's not a good one, it's not helpful, you learn to recognize that type and you go, okay, let me let that one go. Let me let that one go. Let me follow the 5 steps and go down the line to help me get through the situation. That's why the steps are in a way general, and then the way you use it for a specific situation, you can tailor it. Okay, so what is that first step? We all know stop, right? So the stopping, I have a little picture today for the stopping. Here's my new one. It's similar but different. Why did I do that? Why is this here? You can go ahead and unmute. Well, that is in contrast to this, right? I put that there to remind us that stopping means clear our mind for those 3 seconds. Okay. So we're going to try that now. When I say begin, whatever has just happened, whatever might be bothering us, anything, really try to get completely calm as best we can so it's quiet inside. Okay, ready? Begin. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now, those 3 seconds, it actually isn't that long. When you think about it, it really isn't that long. You could just take a couple of breaths in any situation and try to get our mind to that. And then, if someone's talking to you, you'll hear it better. If you're trying to figure your way out of something, being calm and not being afraid or upset or sad, all of those emotions cloud our thinking. So we want to clear that away. That's why it's kind of like wiping it clean. Let me just take 3 seconds to wipe it clean. The 3 seconds invested in this is probably the biggest 3 seconds you've ever had. It really is, because it will change the course. It changes the course of your thinking. And it changes what you say and do after those 3 seconds. That's the important part. It changes what you decide and say and do after those 3 seconds. Okay, so after we stopped, then very briefly, our next step is to assess, right? We just have to get going. Oh, what the heck is going on here, right? Now that I'm calm, I wouldn't say what the heck is going on. I would say, what is going on? What is happening? who is involved. I would be very calm when I said it. Not like, oh, now what, right? The oh, now what is not assess. What is going on? That is assess. What are the facts? Okay, so we always want to remember facts. Facts, do not make up stuff because our mind is so quick to fill in blanks. Okay, so we're calm now. We've got our facts straight, and our facts, we made ourselves go over who is involved so we don't forget anybody and what is happening. The what is happening, remember, is what is happening in terms of, think like you're a detective. You're a detective, just what is happening. Hearsay doesn't count, right? You know how in those detective movies, all this conjecture, this, that, those don't count. So we can't say last time they did this. Well, that's true for last time, but maybe not for this time. So all of those tricky things that our mind will play on ourselves, we have to be very careful to get facts as they are, okay? And then what happens after we've got all our facts and we've assessed? Well, then now it's time to decide. Decide based on what is good for everybody, right? So everybody means you're included in that everybody. And I will, we rarely say this, but I'm going to say it especially for today. Deciding to stop our regret is good for ourselves, since that's the topic, okay? So it's really important when we put ourselves in there, remember that helping ourselves with whatever stress we have is good for us. So that is being helpful already in the situation. And then we try to also solve the actual problem, okay? And decide what's helpful for everybody. Okay, so I stopped, I assessed. Oh, hi, Cindy.
Hi.
Hi. Good, we're just doing our little review.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So we're up to decide. Okay, so basically stop has our new sign reminding us to clear our mind completely in the 3 seconds. That's our goal. Assessing is about getting just the facts and not making stuff up so that we can make a good, appropriate decision for everybody involved. That is helpful. And helping everyone includes ourselves. Okay. And so helping ourselves with stress is actually very helpful already. Okay. Thank you for coming today to help yourselves with your stress, right? And then doing. Yeah, you guys had to decide to come today. So I want to point that out because it's actually very important. Okay, thank you. All right, decide, doing is sometimes the hardest part. We can make good decisions, but actually doing it requires many decisions in the do step. Takes a lot to do something very often, okay? And then the last one is reevaluate. And we know reevaluating is about going backwards in order to go forward. We go backwards to look at what we did, to always learn from it. And we take what we learned from that reevaluation and go forward with it. So we're a little smarter in terms of dealing with our own stress every single time. And we also understand ourselves better. Because every time we reevaluate, we think, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? Right? And then we kind of go, don't do that again. And we can adjust ourselves accordingly. Okay, good. All right, so today's topic is on regret. Now, let's talk about what we think regret is and what it means. Anybody? What is regret?
I wish I'd done X. I wish I hadn't done X. I wish I'd said X. I wish I didn't say X.
Yes.
And then sort of maybe the window's closed to right the wrong.
Okay. Good. That's actually a lot of what we feel. That's why I wanted to ask you, anybody got anything else? I'm going to pull this out. Anybody got any other ideas as we look at it this way? I thought we would look at it in terms of what happened and what we're feeling about it today, right? Because that's kind of what it is. So how do we feel about regret? Are we happy? No. What is that basic feeling when we regret something?
A discouragement and frustration.
Yeah. We're discouraged. We're frustrated. Okay, so this kind of wraps it up. I don't like it. Basically, I'm not happy. I might not like it and kind of be kind of mad. Sometimes I'm mad at myself. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'm mad at other people. But when we're mad at other people, that's more just a straight kind of blame thing. We don't regret. We're just mad at them, right? But regret has a feeling, as Gail had said, I could have done this. I should have done this. I should not have done this. So my own decision is part of it. Okay. So I'm going to put this regret feeling on today, right? Because that's what we're feeling today. Let's stick that there. I'm going to make this a little bit closer. Okay. So today I feel regret. But in the past, what am I feeling regret about? I'm feeling regret about something that I decided, right? Ultimately, it's something that I decided. And that's why it's regret, because I feel bad. I did it to myself. I wish I could turn the clock back, but I can't. Okay. So all the, what does regret, those kinds of thoughts sound like? Now, sometimes, as Gail had said, if only, right? Sometimes we wish, if only I didn't this, things would have been different. And that's what we hope for. That's what we wish we could do, is turn the clock back and redo it. If I could redo it, now I wouldn't have to feel like this. All the consequences and the outcome would be different. Okay. So what we're going to target today is about this. There's a lot of it. We're going to talk about what happened here in the past, and we're also going to talk about what we can do about it today. Because regret ultimately is these thoughts, right? We cannot go back and change the past. We wish we could, but we can't go back and change it. But we can change how we think about it. That is the key difference. We can't, you can't undo stuff that was already done. People cannot unhear what we said, right? But moving forward, we can work on how we feel about it and also what we do about it in the future. So that is really how we're going to think about resolving regret today. Because we're not stuck at this point. That's the thing. We don't have to be stuck at getting upset and disappointed and feeling that for the rest of our life. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay? And that's what it is, because regret is ultimately thoughts. Right? Ultimately thoughts. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. I need one more little clip. And then I'm going to put, I decided over here. Okay? Because this is very, very key. Okay. The fact that I decided in the past, it was something that I could control. And that's part of why we're so upset at ourselves, because I had the chance, right? I had the chance and I blew it. Okay, so I did want to talk a little bit about these regret thoughts. What do regret thoughts sound like? Now, we said if only, or I wish, dummy, that's one. Darn it. A sigh. Even a sigh is a regret. So if I, and the thing about regrets too is things today will trigger our regretful thoughts about something from the past. We might not be thinking about it until I see that thing, or until I hear that person's name, or until something conjures it all up, and then it's all still there. So all those upset starts are still there, and then it just needs that one thing to happen, or what that particular thing to happen that will make the whole thing flare up. Okay, good. So now we're gonna do our skit now, but I wanted to point out is every time we pick a topic, it's really about what our mind is thinking. And that's why I kind of like to show the diagrams, because we don't know all the times what we're thinking. But even for this idea of regret, thinking that, oh, right, I'm really upset about something that I did and I decided back then. Okay, so now here we go. Our skit is lighthearted and fun, even though the things we regret are not always that way. Okay, so I'm going to scoot this over here. All right, and Janet is my roommate. Okay, here we go.
Wherever.
Hi.
Hey, hi.
Yeah. Ooh. Look, what is it?
Oh, it's my dress. My daughter's getting married in 2 weeks. I'm so excited.
Oh, this is the dress.
Beautiful.
I knew you said you were going to surprise me with it. Oh, it's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
I can't wait for you to try it on. I
Well,
want
I've
to see
been
it
on
on
a diet for 3 months now,
Okay.
so it should fit me perfectly.
Oh.
I want to try it on.
Okay.
Lift up the curtain.
All right. Oh, you are just going to be the most gorgeous mother of the bride. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, wait.
Huh?
Is this the right dress?
Yeah.
I have to
I don't
suck in
know.
my stomach. Oh,
Okay.
ow. Ow.
What?
The zipper got stuck on me. It bit me. Oh, something's on my back. Look. Take a look at my back. It's a lump.
Just a...
Oh.
Or your meat kind of got squished into one lump.
Oh, let me try it on one more time.
All right.
I'm gonna zip it up.
Okay.
Ow, ow,
my.
I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding. Call 911.
Bleeding?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, it wasn't so bad.
Oh,
Your finger.
I give up. I'm not gonna wear this dress. It's so much. Check my back. Is it bleeding? Where's that lump gone?
No, it's not bleeding, but, Okay. All flat now. No more bump.
Man, this dress doesn't fit. What a waste of money.
Oh, let me see. How come it doesn't fit? Oh, look at the size. You're not this size. It's like 3 sizes too small.
Huh? Oh, I'm never gonna fit this dress. The last time I was this size, I was in middle school, 13 years old.
I know. I mean, you've never, all the time I've known you, you haven't been this size. So if the dress was too small, why did you buy it?
Look at this dress. It's gorgeous. Look at it.
Well, yeah, it's very
And
nice.
I was planning to go on a diet
Uh-huh.
so I can fit this dress and look gorgeous wearing it. Look at that waistline. Woohoo!
Well,
But you know what? My diet, the cabbage diet, it didn't work. Oh, it was a dumb idea.
what's a cabbage diet?
You don't know? It's cabbage juice for breakfast. For lunch, it's cabbage salad with no dressing. And then for dinner, it's cabbage soup.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Well, you know what? I started to smell like cabbage.
Oh.
Then my whole house smelled like cabbage.
Oh.
So I had to open the windows. And then my neighbors yelled at me.
Oh, what did they say?
This is close your window. Your house smells like cabbage.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and you know what happens when you eat a lot of cabbage?
No.
You know?
No.
You don't? Well, let me put it this way. I had to visit the bathroom a lot.
Oh, that's awful.
All that trouble for nothing. Ah.
I don't understand. If you did the cabbage diet, why didn't you lose some weight?
Well, I was suffering so much, I had to treat myself. So, I ate a lot of ice cream. I love ice cream.
Oh, that's what happened. All that ice cream. Well, we better figure something out because the wedding's in 2 weeks.
Don't you think I know that? Hey, abracadabra, go away. Just go away from my life here.
I'm just trying to help you.
Oh, go away. You know this dress? You. I spent all that money on you and you don't fit me.
Okay, now we are going to stop there to just take a look at this. We chose a subject that was not heavy duty serious, but it still has all the elements of regret. Okay, so Janet, she's very upset, right? Which is just exactly what regret is. She's upset. She's mad at herself for buying it, and she's mad at herself that she didn't lose the weight. Okay, so basically, she does not like the outcome. The outcome now is she does not fit the dress. So what happens? I'm gonna pull this here. When we have regret like that, and all we're thinking is, I shouldn't have bought it. This is stupid. The dress, the dress, the dress. We feel very stuck. You see, I'm showing this again. We feel very stuck because we feel like there's no way out. The reason we feel like there's no way out because all we're thinking is how mad we are, how sad we are, how we don't like the outcome. Okay, so all of that spinning in our head doesn't make room for other options. So that's why when I said, remember that every stress is a kind of thought. So all that, for Janet, for the skit now, she's thinking, I wasted my money. Now she's mad, right? Oh, darn it, why did I buy this in the first place? I should have, it didn't fit. Why didn't I know? I knew it didn't fit. I tried to cram myself into the dress the first time. Okay, so all of that is, and then now she's mad at herself. Okay, so feeling stuck is a big part of regret. Okay, so that's number one. And this is what is going on the more I'm thinking. Okay, so what is it that Janet has to do? What does she have to do?
She has to come up with some other options and quick. She's stressing me out because she only has 2 weeks. Otherwise, she's going to the wedding bare naked.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Options. That's exactly right. And when we are stuck in regret in that box, we don't think of options. That's the whole point. Stopping will help us think of options. So whenever you feel, I was telling my sister this the other day, we're in a pickle. I haven't used that word in so long. I said, well, aren't we in a pickle? Okay. So because we were in a pickle, I said, oh, wait. Let's not keep thinking, I'm in a pickle, I'm in a pickle. We got to stop. Okay, stop and then look at the facts. So we're going to do that now for Janet, right? I mean, Gail is all concerned. She's only got 2 weeks, which is true, right? What's she going to do? Well, first, she's going to stop. 1, 2, 3. No more mad, no more sad, no more upset, no more, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I only have 2 weeks. All of that is not helping. So we have to get to that clear head. 1, 2, 3, stop. Okay. Now, after that, the one thing I want to point out is she does not fit the dress. Is that good or bad? Now you have to think with your Stress Busters hat on. Very good. That's exactly right. It is a fact. But because Janet made it bad, she can't think. So really what we should do is be very neutral. We bought a dress. That was a decision. Now I'm trying it on. It doesn't fit. As simple as that. As flat and even as that. That's the only way we can get through this. Because once she's going, darn it doesn't fit. That's it. We've lost it. Right? We're not thinking how to solve the problem. So Gail's exactly right. The dress does not fit. So the facts are, I have a wedding in 2 weeks. This dress is very nice looking, and this dress does not fit me. That's it. So now, what can she do for her options? Okay. That becomes now, every time we want to get to options in order to change the situation when we can. Okay, so this is a very new regret. So she can still fix things, possibly, right? Okay, because it wasn't the wedding yet. So for deciding, she's going to go, okay, now I'm going to focus on options. So what, I wanted to point out one big thing that the steps do is it gets us out of stuck. We go from stuck to options. That's the big thing. We can always remember that. My steps will take me out of stuck and to options, constructive, helpful options. Okay, so let's continue now. You can think for yourself, what on earth should Janet do in this pickle? Okay, but we will see what happens. All right, so let me scoot this out of the way. And let's see what happens here. Okay. Knock, knock.
Hey, are you in the bedroom?
Yeah?
Can I come in?
Only if you promise not to yell at me.
All right, come on out.
All right. Okay, peace. What's up?
I'm sorry. You know, I thought about it and I made a mistake. I was the one who decided to buy the dress. And I was the one that decided to eat all that ice cream.
Yeah, you even hid it from me in the freezer. I never saw the ice cream. Well, okay. Let's focus on what we can do about this. Okay, now we have to wear something to the wedding. So let's see. Let me see. I didn't even get a chance to actually see it on you. Come on. Oh, it's a great color. I gotta say.
No,
It's a great color. Well, we just need to figure out how to zip up the dress with you inside it. Let's see. I know. A girdle?
That old-fashioned stuff? Are you kidding?
No. 3 layers of Spanx?
3? I can't even handle one.
Well, you can always hold your breath all night.
No, that's not gonna work. Let me think. I know.
What?
We can shorten the dress and use that extra material and add it to the back. Yeah, we can have someone do it for us.
Let me see. Look at this.
I got it.
Yeah, there's enough because we can cut off enough to. I'm sure somebody can do it. We'll have to get a professional, but I'm sure somebody can make it wider so you can fit it.
And I won't have that extra bump in my back.
I think it's gonna look great.
Boy.
Oh, you will get to wear this beautiful.
Yay! Oh, Jess, I'm so sorry that I yelled at you. You know, I can't believe it. You're a beautiful dress, and I got so mad at you. I was so wrong. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now let's get back to what happened there. All right, so in this particular case, okay, Janet was in the middle of the situation still, so she had a chance to change the ultimate outcome. Now, she could have gotten stuck on this part, right? She could have gotten just stuck on, and thrown the dress away. We didn't have the prop. She was actually supposed to throw the dress away. Now, if she threw the dress away, I know, if she had thrown the dress away and really dumped it out there in a fit, right? An hour later, she's like, uh-oh, but the garbage people already came, okay? So that's the important thing, is to understand how these kinds of thoughts can really wind us up and make us think that we're so stuck. But Janet wasn't that stuck, right? There were options. Now, what are the options? When we're calm, there are many options. The one we did in the skit was alter the dress. Okay. The other one too is there are other dresses that exist, right? She's so fixated on this one, but there are other ones that exist. There are many of other options that could have happened, okay? 2 weeks, she could still find something else. Okay, so there's many ways that we could have done the skit. But the point we wanted to show was how stuck she was without stopping and getting calm, and how many options came up when she did calm herself down. Okay, now, the important thing, let's reevaluate this particular incident to learn from it, okay? Because we're actually learning the process of regret, okay? So I'm gonna put this back up here. Because the regret is still here, okay? Now, everything that we do begins with a decision, right? It begins with a decision. So what happened? Let me see. Oops, I need some. Okay, so what decision started this whole thing? In the skit, what decision started the whole thing?
Buying a dress. For the
Exactly.
wedding.
Buying a dress. Okay. So you're going to see these arrows. Everything is a decision. So when we reevaluate, we want to know, what decisions did I make along the way that caused this to happen? So I forgot to take this off. It's not just the past, but I'm going to do this. That's what I was working on. It started somehow, right? That's the whole point. There was a beginning to it, and then it kept going. things happened and it kept going until today where you don't like the outcome. Okay, so that first thing, it started with a choice. Everything begins with some kind of decision. So here, I'm going to put the decision down here. Now, next thing I'm going to ask is, why did she decide to buy that dress? Remember we say when we decide something, we want to know why. Why did she decide to buy that dress? I'm going to put that here. That's the decision.
She really loved it, and she thought, well, maybe you thought the color looked good on her. Maybe she thought the color looked good on her too.
Yes.
And it's an important event, her daughter's wedding.
Right.
So she wants to look good.
Right. So there was a big desire, right? And that's an emotion. So her decision was driven by emotion more than anything, because at the time she was at the store, it didn't fit. Okay. So, but she kind of ignored that fact, and she's just going, I want to look gorgeous. I want. So there's this big I want that was clouding her thinking. Okay. So now we're going to put that up there to show how, see, so this particular thing started with her wanting something, and she decided that she wanted the dress. Okay. So, and if we're going to use our steps, now, the reason I'm pointing out this decision is if she had used her steps here, at that decision, she did not go through her 5 steps when she made the decision, that original decision to buy the dress, right? Okay. If she had, she would go, oh, it's gorgeous, I want it. Even if you want something, you still stop. It doesn't feel like mad. I want it. Oh, it's gorgeous. We still have to say, is this a good decision? So now what are the facts? That's the part. She was buying the dress under the, with imaginary conditions that for sure she was going to lose the weight, right? And for sure she could somehow get it to fit. So that's the thing. So her decision was not based on facts. It was based on an imaginary hope. It could have still happened, but it didn't in this case, okay? So if she had stopped I want and assessed the fact, she'd go, oh, I really want it. Oh, but that means some kind of diet for 3 months. Can I really do it? Is it realistic? Is it doable? That's the other thing we ask about our decisions. Is it actually doable? Okay, so let's put that down here. It was missing key facts, right? So I'm gonna stick this here because I just realized it's an important thing. When we make decisions, we should be thinking about facts, not just what we want. Okay? Facts, not just what we want. Okay, and then now what happened during? After she decided on the dress, what other decisions was she making? Well, she decided to go on that diet. Diets are tough, I know. Every single time we eat is a decision. Right? When you're on a diet, as strict as she was with the cabbage. So here she was deciding between what? Cabbage only, or let's add a little ice cream. Ice cream is my personal weakness. Okay, so this is what she was deciding. Okay, so what happened during, okay, is here we go. So that was her decision. I'm going to put that here. But that's her decision. Notice, decision number 1, buying the dress. I did not use silencing my the Stress Buster steps. Decision number 2, again, she's not using the steps. And why? Because, here we go. This one, I don't see. We're putting that in the during. Because every time she ate the ice cream, she did not actually, she liked the ice cream so much, she didn't think, what is it really doing, right? She liked the ice cream so much, she did not assess and see that, that means I'm not actually following the cabbage diet, okay? So all of that, and this was really, I don't see, is just because I didn't want to see it, right? Okay, but she was carried away enjoying that ice cream. Okay, so the idea with the during is when we make a decision, the execution of that decision, the do of that decision is always filled with mini situations inside it, almost always. And every single time we come to a choice to follow the original decision or not becomes part of doing. Okay, so part of buying the dress had the other decision of buying the dress and sticking on the diet. It was really a two-part decision. She only did the first part, buying the dress, and then she didn't do the follow-up for that decision to make that dress actually fit. Okay, now, the other thing too, I wanted to point out, is the cabbage diet the only diet in the world? If she hated the taste of cabbage, she should have stopped, assessed at that point, this is not working. I'm choosing ice cream all the time. I need to do something else. Okay, so that's another thing is in the course of going back and looking at how did this happen, she can see the places where the steps could have helped her. Okay, and again, the different option. There should be another arrow here, some other thing that she could have done, right? Or the other thing too is if you know the thing is if you know a decision is not working out for whatever reason, maybe at that point she should have said, I think I better start looking for another dress. That's the other thing, right? If I can't do this, my body and the dress have to somehow come together. So there are many options, right? As if we think about them, if we see how the situation is going instead of not seeing, if we actually assess and see how the situation is going while we're doing it, we save ourselves a lot of bad outcomes. And again, options here. So never stuck. We're never stuck. There are always options when we stop and think. There's options here and there's options here. Okay. Now, are there options here for today? Suppose, I'm going to change the story. Suppose the wedding happened and she did throw away that dress and she ended up in some dress that her closest friends went, maybe for your son's wedding, you could choose a different color. Maybe it actually turned out bad permanently. Okay. What can we do anything about this regret? She feels that she didn't look good at her daughter's wedding. Can we do anything about that? Actually, we can, because those are the thoughts of today. That's what we are choosing and deciding to think today. So this is how we resolve regret always, is by understanding what happened, right? And then learning from it. And then actually, this is also a decision. This is also a decision to continue to get upset and sad about it and going, every picture she looks at her daughter's wedding, there I am in some ugly thing. Nobody liked it, right? All pictures can trigger the regret. So we're using this situation to parallel real situations in life and how sometimes when nothing can be done about this and we're really stuck with the outcome, we're not stuck getting upset at the outcome. See, you might be stuck at the, like if I bought the wrong stock and I lost $1 million on the stock market, just pretend I am stuck in a way with that result, but I'm not stuck beating myself up about it all the time and getting sad about it. And every time I can't buy what I want to buy because I lost $1 million. Okay. So that's really the point. Right? And so what the 5 steps always helps us do is, again, open options. So we have an option here. Because right now, this regret is fueled by, I don't like it. Ultimately, I don't like how this has turned out. Oops, let me fix this. Right, I don't like how this has turned out, but there's options. Now, what can we do? How should we think about this? If that were Janet, really, and she wore some horrible thing, how should she think about it?
It was better than being bare naked.
That's true. That's true.
My dad levity.
She's laughing. You're right. Sometimes, that's exactly right. You have to frame it. Sometimes going, well, it could be worse, is one way to look at regret, because the regret very often is, I don't like it because it wasn't the ideal outcome, right? It wasn't.
Well, the important thing was that she was at her daughter's wedding.
Exactly.
Which is the most important thing.
Exactly. You see? You see how even I hadn't thought of it, but Gail's really believing in Janet here and really trying to help her out. And that's exactly right. Look at the bigger picture. The wedding was not just the dress, right? That's the thing. It was not just the dress. All the family, all the this, all the that. Who cares? Really what color you were wearing, and if you were not absolutely beautiful. That actually becomes, now you can see that's not the point, right? Right. So framing it that way and seeing it with new eyes, that's what the steps helps us do. It helps us take away all those thoughts that are not helping and look with new eyes. Look with new, fresh eyes to see. Okay, and then the thing about here is what Janet can do, because now she learned how she could have done better on these original decisions. So now she's just going to learn. That's the thing with regret.
Yeah.
If it already happened, this and that, that's the only way we make peace with it and we can resolve it is, okay, moving forward, I'm going to learn. Moving forward, I can have, I have experience that maybe I can share with people. So Janet's going to tell all her friends about how to properly shop for a dress for their kids' weddings, right? You have learning experience, okay? And really, all of us have regrets because we're not perfect and we've all made mistakes. And we all have acknowledged them now that when it came time to that decision, I chose the wrong one, or I wasn't thinking clearly and I shouldn't have done it. Right? We all have that. But what we can do is at least we learn from it, because we're bound to make mistakes, but learning from it, and then it doesn't make the regret the final outcome. The final outcome becomes learning. The final outcome isn't that I got stuck here. I went from regret to now I'm learning. Okay. So what I wanted to end with, I want to review quickly and then give a couple of real examples. Okay, so we learned today you know what I wanted to do this. Oops. This is the option. Okay. We learned today the making of a regret, right? How does this start, and really what was going on in my head that made a regret. So we've learned that, number one, they all start with something. They start with an original decision. So if we all want to learn from today, we'll say, do not let emotions drive my decision making. Don't let what I want and only what I want drive my decision making. Make sure I go through my steps, and when I get to assess, I'm going to get to facts that will let me go into the situation with a greater understanding, right? And so what Janet did was she actually, everything has a risk, right? Sometimes you want this and that's why you do it, but it might not turn out. So the fact has to be there when we made a decision that, it might not turn out. That's one of the facts when we make the decision. But ideally you make it where it's doable and it's appropriate. So there's always options. Okay, then the second thing, following through on decisions and knowing that we have to really see what is going on. And again, many decisions have to happen in order to make our original decision come true. Okay, that's important. And then finally, this last part, we are not stuck at regret. We're not stuck, because we can learn from it, and then you take it and you move forward so you don't make new regrets, right? So we don't make new regrets. Okay. So I wanted to point out one thing, because there's many things that, just another example. Okay. And I was thinking about this. I have had conversations that I wish I never had. Okay. We've all had conversations or said things that we wish we never did. Okay. And the conversation often started out with, I want you to know this. I want you to this. I want you to understand me. Right? So if that's my goal, I want you to understand me. I want you to understand me. So I start to talk. Okay. And there's clues. There were signs that the other person was starting to not, was upset or wasn't accepting it, but I was blind to it. I decided not to pay attention to it. But now that I look back, the signs were there. But no, I had to tell you what I had to tell you. So because of that, I have lived now to actually regret, and we all have, to regret the things that we have said. And I'm a lot of this, maybe. You're sad, you wish you really never did it. You're kind of mad at yourself, but a lot of it is you are so disappointed with the outcome of that conversation. Didn't turn out the way you wanted. Okay? So this applies to that also. It can apply to bigger things. Maybe some people wish they had chosen another career, but it's too late. So, but some people, I actually, when I was an optometrist, I had a patient who, when he was 50 something, got his teaching credential because all his life he wanted to teach. But his parents didn't think he would make enough money teaching. So he went and decided to do something else. And later, he did it. So it's not always, and there's not always that we can change the outcome, but there's options. See, some people would have just said, oh, well, I'll never teach, or they go tutor or do something else that fulfills that, their desire to teach. Okay. So, today, very, very basics, decisions when we start. This was a decisions to keep going or change course, and decisions ultimately that we don't have to choose to keep having regret thoughts. We can, everything is a decision. The steps help us make better decisions because we always do stop and assess first. That's why we always stop and assess first. Our decisions are going to be better. Okay, that's all I had prepared for today. Any questions or comments?
Let's see. Can I share something?
Sure. Hey.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I do have a regret. It's personal. I think you and Gary know, and yeah. So I'm stuck, and it's been 3 years. Okay, and for some of you who don't know me, I'm Harry, and I had bone on bone knee, and I went and did a total knee replacement, and yeah, things were going well, and then things got messed up because I had to go to the ER, and I drank too much water. It's just a long story, but yeah. So it's just that there were complications. It's a long story, but it's just that I'm just still stuck, and I don't like it. And I went back to the surgeon, and I saw 2 other surgeons about this total knee replacement, and there's nothing they can do for me. So it's hard for me to be ambulatory and stay independent anymore. So I'm more homebound. So this is where I'm stuck at. And I saw my primary the other day to check on my labs, and he knows the story, and he says, try not to dwell or ruminate on the past. I know it's hard, and try to look forward. Okay, so you're slightly disabled, but you still walk at home, but you can't go out. But try to be sympathetic or compassionate to other people who are struggling with the same, what I'm going through, or worse. So So he's telling me there's people worse shape than you, Harry. I got patients who are in wheelchairs. They can't stand. They can't walk. I got a patient paralyzed. I got a patient with cancer. So, your situation, it could be worse. So, it's still hard. I just want to, and I think I'm working with Jerry, your husband, Elaine. So, so he's been helpful, but I'm also a churchgoer. So I have a Christian therapist helping with me because I do have depression. So, so I think in some regrets, mine's is more, how can I say, more heavy, more deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, there are some regrets that you were, that's hard to change, to move forward. But I think what my therapist mentioned, just trust God, thank God each day, and, just kind of, try not to dwell or ruminate on the negative, what happened in the past. But it's a battle. I'll tell you, it's a battle. So, so I just want to share that. I think, if I had known those 5 steps before I got the surgery, I think I would have, maybe instead of going to that one surgeon, meet other orthopedic surgeons, say before that. But I made a mistake. It's a bitter lesson. I'm sure and just to share 2 more stories. Like in the news, they had this mother DUI. You heard the news; she lost her kids, like a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, I think. It's because she was, on drugs or alcohol or something. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Or, say my cousin, he had a brother. He joined the Marines, went to Iraq. He came back. It was called PTSD. He committed suicide. So, there are some regrets which are pretty deep and heavy. And I think Stress Buster, this, like your skit was, like fun and lighthearted.
Right.
But there are some other regrets. It's, like you do regret it and you just can't go back.
Yeah.
And like I regret this total knee replacement I got from this surgeon. And I did see him a few months ago, and he feels bad because most of his surgeries, outcomes were okay or good. But mine's, didn't come out the way, and there's nothing he can do about it. If he went back in to open up on my knee, I'll be in the wheelchair. He says, let's, just do your PT, just do your physical therapy, keep exercising the muscle of your leg, so it just, that's my situation, Elaine. So I just want to,
Harry, I have a question. Because I know you mentioned it. If you're able to walk, because I know you would like to be able to get out more, right?
I do have church members that do help me.
Oh, so you do. So you can get out.
Well, no, not on my own.
Right. That's okay. It's a new way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually saw the doctor yesterday. So my pastor and this other church member came to help me. They took me to the doctor, and I was on the walker and took the elevator. So it went smooth, thank God.
Oh, okay. So then my question is then, are you able to go to church then?
Let's see. No, I think for me that's another battle. It could be my pride. Like you don't want to. Like you don't want to. It's just hard. That's the part that because Harry.
Yeah, and you know what? I know it's tough, but ultimately, if you've been able to go to the doctors, okay, the facts are that you're actually able to leave the house with help, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to go to church, it's not that you're not able to. You're deciding not to, and as you said, because of your pride or for whatever reason. Right?
Yeah.
And I think they would love to see you. You should try it just once.
Well, I'll have to think about it.
Yeah. We can vote here. Who thinks you should try it? Look, okay, Gail's voting. Just try it. If you've gone to the doctors before, you can try to go to church. Yeah,
well,
it's a new way. I know it's hard. I'm not saying it's easy. And I knew this whole dress skit is really, it's to keep it entertaining, but I want everyone to draw from it for real life, because we don't want to show some drama, for our skit. But I know that there's many more serious consequences.
Oh, you're good. Okay.
Yes, of course there are. But in your case, Harry, in your case, right, nothing is physically stopping you. The doctor didn't say for you not to go to church. It's your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trish, think about it. Try, and stopping one time isn't going to be enough. That's a given. You thought this way so much. It's not, but you don't want to regret that you didn't try. Because your whole life can be different once you try a little bit.
Okay, well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. Think about it, okay? Yeah.
Okay.
If you have a close friend, a church friend or somebody, and if you ask them, if the same one ask your pastor, the one who brought you to the doctor, if it's possible.
Well, it's hard for him because that's his work day.
Oh, that's his work day. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he can find, it's church. He can find somebody.
Yeah. So it's just, but it's still hard for me.
Yeah.
I think everybody's situation is different. And like you said, your thoughts, is maybe what's blocking me. So those are other things. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up, because we all have thank you. We all have many more serious things that we may be regretting, but the basics are all here. That's what I wanted to point out. The very basics are here, and you take it and then apply it, but the basics are there. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry, I don't know if I'm out of line, which means that I might be, but I was thinking maybe make a list of the things that you used to do and really loved doing. And then figure out if there's a way with the new you that you could do those things. So like, you loved going to church before. So, maybe getting help. And I know the whole pride thing. That's like a real bugaboo. But you never know. I mean, maybe you'll meet like a bunch of new friends and they'll be into something else that you're into. Maybe you'll find a new bridge group or I don't know, whatever, right? And so there might be other positive things that come out of this new way of doing things that you never would have done but for your mobility challenges now.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, you have fabulous hair. Work that, baby. I love it. It's gorgeous.
Harry.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. It's actually due to a medication. So,
it's looking good.
Finasteride.
Harry,
I love the link. It's very modern. Very hip.
Yeah, I'm a aging baby boomer. Yeah.
We all are. I think we all are.
Okay.
Harry,
but like I said, it's up to me. It's hard, but okay. But thank you for your comments.
Yeah, Harry. Janet had another idea. If we really do the steps and we're thinking of how to be helpful to everyone. I'm going to tell you, because I went to church growing up all these years, and there were, of course, older people there. And it gave me, as a youngster, a chance to help the older person do something, a chance to learn something. And I grew up thinking, I'm always going to go to church because so-and-so still comes. Even though so-and-so can't walk, even though so-and-so got a stroke. Many, because I went to a church that was huge and there were, all kinds of people and those people still go. So it always made me go, okay, when I'm older, whatever happens, I can still go too. So it becomes an inspiration. You'd be surprised. You would really be surprised.
Harry, I just have to tell you this story. Remember Eileen, Auntie May? Auntie May was in Oakland. And she had to come to San Francisco for a family event that she loved. Every year, every weekend she would come to this. But she was in a wheelchair. And there was a flight of stairs, 2 flights of stairs to get to that meeting.
Wow.
And I remember as a little girl, all the young men helped carry the wheelchair, her in the wheelchair, up the flight of stairs, one step at a time. And I said, oh, Auntie May really loves this meeting. She loves the family. And she put her pride down and let everybody carry her. And of course, they had the reverse going down. And that's what I learned. You really want to do it, there is a way to do
Okay,
it.
Jen,
And people will help you. And it was a good lesson for all our young people at that time
Yes.
to learn,
Yeah.
you know, now that I remember, to help her. And young people need that lesson. We
Yeah.
all have to help each other.
Yeah.
Go for it, Harry.
Okay, I'll think about it, Janet.
That's good. Thinking
Yeah.
is a start. Thinking is a start. You know what? Keep stopping as you think, okay?
All right.
Keep stopping as you think. Okay, great. I don't have the date of the next one, but what is it? April, it's always the third Thursday. Third Thursday is our next actual talk. And then we have the Q&A is always the second Wednesday of the month on this link at 10 o'clock in the morning. Okay? I'll send out an email. But okay, Harry, I'm so glad you came today. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for
Yes, hey,
staying.
hi,
Yeah.
Gary.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Gail.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, Harry.
Bye. Bye. Take
Okay,
care.
bye-bye.
Thank you.